Sofia Vergara has become a staple on America's Got Talent. With her sharp wit, undeniable charisma, and genuine reactions, fans have come to love her take on the endless parade of unique performers that step onto the AGT stage. As a judge, she often tries to be open-minded, fair, and supportive of all kinds of talent, even the most unusual. But recently, she made an honest admission. There's one type of act she just doesn't enjoy. And she didn't hesitate to say it out loud. I don't. Those words, as brief as they were, sparked conversation. After all, it's not often that a judge on a major talent competition openly admits their dislike for a specific kind of act. But Sofia, known for her honesty and humor, wasn't trying to be hurtful. She was just being real. It all unfolded during a recent episode when a contestant stepped onto the stage to perform a high-energy, over-the-top slapstick comedy routine. The kind of act filled with messy props, exaggerated facial expressions, and chaotic physical gags. The audience roared with laughter. Howie Mandel, a known fan of all things quirky, loved it. Heidi Klum chuckled and clapped. But Sofia? Her face said it all. She smiled politely through the performance, but her reactions were subdued. When the time came for the judges to give feedback, Sofia didn't hold back. She started with something nice. You definitely brought energy to the stage, but quickly transitioned to her true feelings. Honestly, she said, I don't enjoy acts like this. I know they make a lot of people laugh, but it's just not my thing. The audience gave a mixed response. Some laughed, some booed lightly, but most were simply intrigued by her honesty. On social media, her comment blew up. Some fans appreciated her openness, while others accused her of being unfair or dismissive. But anyone who's watched Sofia on AGT knows she's no stranger to giving chances. Over the seasons, she has been deeply moved by emotional singers, fascinated by illusionists, and stunned by acrobatic dancers. She has supported comedians, dancers, musicians, and even animal acts. So, why this reaction now? To understand Sofia's take, we have to consider her background. Before AGT, she made her name in the comedy world, but a very different kind of comedy. Her role as Gloria on Modern Family made her a household name. Her humor is rooted in character, timing, and situational storytelling. Slapstick, on the other hand, relies on over-the-top physicality, random noises, exaggerated chaos, and for some people, that just doesn't land. I respect the work, she added after making her initial comment, but it's not the kind of comedy I like. That doesn't mean others won't love it. It's a key distinction that many AGT fans picked up on. Sofia wasn't attacking the performer. She wasn't saying it wasn't talent. She was simply admitting that it's not the kind of entertainment that resonates with her personally. Howie Mandel, ever the counterpoint on the panel, defended the act. Sofia, this is comedy. It's not supposed to be neat or pretty. It's supposed to be unpredictable. That's what makes it great. To which Sofia laughed and replied, then maybe I'm just too neat. The lighthearted exchange showed that the judges could disagree without turning it into a fight. Still, it opened the door for a broader conversation about what talent really means on a show like AGT. With acts ranging from death-defying stunts to stand-up comedians, AGT prides itself on variety. But that also means not every act will appeal to every judge or every viewer. And that's okay. Sofia's comments also raised questions about how bias, personal taste, and subjectivity play a role in the judging process. While the panel is meant to be diverse in both background and opinion, many fans often forget that the judges are human. Their preferences, experiences, and instincts all shape how they respond to performers. In the days following the episode, headlines about Sofia's comment began to circulate. Sofia Vergara says she doesn't enjoy slapstick acts. AGT fans split over Sofia's reaction to comedy contestant, honest or harsh. Sofia's comment sparks debate among AGT viewers. On Reddit and Twitter, fans took sides. Some said Sofia was just being honest, and it was refreshing to see a judge speak their mind instead of offering generic praise. Others said it was unfair for her to dismiss a genre of performance that's just as valid as any other. One Reddit user wrote, Sofia doesn't have to love every act. That's literally the point of a judging panel, different perspectives. Another responded, yeah, but she's supposed to give constructive feedback. Saying, I don't like this kind of act, doesn't help the performer. That's a fair point. In a competition like AGT, contestants often rely on judge feedback to improve or evolve their acts. A general dislike doesn't offer much to build on. However, Sofia did go on to explain that while it wasn't her taste, she could still recognize the effort and commitment the act required. Comedy is hard, she said. Even if it's not my favorite kind, I admire the courage to come up here and try to make people laugh. And she's right. Comedy is one of the riskiest genres on AGT. With singing or dancing, the talent is more immediately understood. With comedy, especially slapstick, the humor doesn't always translate, especially when it leans into absurdity or randomness. For some viewers, acts like that feel nostalgic. Slapstick has a long history in entertainment, from Charlie Chaplin to Jim Carrey. For others, it feels dated or just plain silly. But the performer in question, after hearing Sofia's critique, took it in stride. I appreciate your honesty, he said. I know this kind of comedy isn't for everyone, but it's what I love to do. And I'm glad the audience had fun. That kind of grace under pressure is something the judges often reward. And despite her misgivings, Sofia didn't vote no. She gave a yes, noting that while it wasn't her favorite act, she believed he deserved a shot. In the end, the performer advanced. And perhaps that's the most important part of this entire story. Even though she didn't personally enjoy the act, Sofia still recognized the talent and potential behind it. It shows a layered kind of fairness. You don't have to love something to acknowledge its value. That's a valuable lesson not just for reality TV, but for real life. Sofia's comment may have seemed blunt at first, but it sparked a deeper understanding of how subjective performance art really is. Every judge brings their own flavor to the table. Howie loves the bizarre. Heidi often focuses on style and presence. Simon gravitates toward raw emotional impact. Sofia values performance quality, storytelling, and polish. That mix of preferences makes the show what it is. Without disagreement, it would feel too scripted. With 4 unique voices, AGT becomes a true representation of the audience's diversity. And as for Sofia, her honesty will likely continue to be both a strength and a source of debate. She's not there to please everyone. She's there to give her honest reaction. Whether it's laughter, awe, confusion, or even disapproval, her reactions are always real. In a world where reality TV can sometimes feel overly produced, that authenticity is refreshing. And even if she doesn't enjoy every act, her respect for the process and the performers always comes through.